Have you ever been stuck in awkward silence during a conversation? You're chatting with someone, everything's going great, and then suddenly, nothing. You try to think of something to say, but your mind goes blank. That silence starts to stretch on, and it feels like it's getting louder and louder in your head. It's uncomfortable, right? I've been there. In fact, as someone who struggled with anxiety, I used to dread these moments. The thought of saying the wrong thing or not knowing what to say made me panic. But over time, I discovered 3 powerful techniques that helped me get better at keeping conversations going and made me realize that awkward silences are just a part of life. If you've ever felt like this, stick around. I'm going to share these 3 life-changing habits that will make talking to new people feel natural, help you embrace those uncomfortable pauses, and turn them into opportunities. Trust me, it's easier than you think. We've all experienced it. You find yourself in a new setting, like starting a new job or walking into a classroom, and there's someone you barely know. You introduce yourselves, exchange a few polite words, and then silence. You can almost hear the clock ticking, and you start to panic. What do you say next? The conversation just stopped. I used to get stuck in these moments too. My heart would race, and my mind would scramble to think of something, anything, to keep the conversation going. But then, I realized something important. Silence isn't the enemy. It's okay. It's a moment to breathe, to reset. Sure, it might feel uncomfortable for a few seconds, but those awkward silences are often harmless, and looking back, I realized they never stuck with me. What matters is how we handle them. I used to get frustrated by dry conversations, but over time, I developed 3 simple habits that help me communicate more confidently and naturally. Let me share them with you. First, active listening is key. Now, you might think that a good conversation is all about knowing what to say next, but that's not it at all. The real magic comes from listening closely to what the other person is saying. People often drop little details in their stories without even realizing it, and if you're paying attention, those details become opportunities to ask more questions. For example, if someone says, "I hurt my hand fixing my car," instead of just nodding and moving on, I could ask, "What kind of car do you have? How did you hurt your hand? Do you fix cars often?" These aren't great questions, they're just natural questions that show genuine interest. When you listen actively, you open up the conversation without even trying. The more you engage with curiosity, the more the conversation flows naturally. And trust me, this makes a huge difference. When you're not paying attention, every conversation feels like a dead end, but when you actively listen, suddenly, there's always something to talk about. Second, developing your interests is crucial. Good conversations don't happen out of nowhere, they need fuel. So, instead of stressing over what to say, focus on things that excite you. Whether it's a hobby, a sport, an interest in psychology, or even your favorite TV shows, having things you care about gives you endless conversation starters. The more you explore your passions, the more you'll have to talk about. And better yet, those passions help you connect with people who share similar interests. Think about it. When you talk to someone as excited about something as you are, it doesn't feel like work, it feels like a natural, enjoyable exchange. So, if you want more meaningful conversations, the secret is to build your personality with the things you love. Third, ask questions, even the silly ones. Have you ever held back from asking a question because you thought it sounded dumb? I used to do that all the time, but then I realized something. There's no such thing as a stupid question, as long as it's coming from a place of curiosity. Asking questions, yes, even the random ones, keeps a conversation alive. For example, I might ask someone, "How tall are you?" or "Do you mow the lawn?" These questions might seem odd, but the person you're talking to usually enjoys sharing little things about themselves, and sometimes these random questions lead to the most interesting and fun conversations. It's not about being polite, it's about being genuinely curious. And curiosity is the key to keeping the conversation exciting and fresh. So, don't be afraid to ask whatever comes to mind, it might just lead to the best part of the conversation. But here's the reality, sometimes, no matter how hard you try, a conversation just won't work. Why? Maybe the other person isn't feeling chatty, or maybe they don't know how to carry the conversation forward. And that's okay. Not every interaction has to be perfect. Sometimes, no matter what, a conversation might not take off. And guess what? That's perfectly fine. Don't force it. If it's not working, let it go. Like watering a dead plant, sometimes it's just better to move on and try again with someone else. Not every silence is a bad one, and not every conversation has to be a success. The key is to keep trying and not get discouraged when things don't go as planned. These techniques have helped me to turn uncomfortable silences into opportunities for deeper connections. If this helped you, don't forget to subscribe for more simple and powerful tips like this.